guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're gonna get right into it. Are you having a problem with pests in your plants and you can't figure out what to do to get rid of them? Well, stick around and we'll figure out how to do it together. So the first and most important thing you want to do before doing anything else with pest control, you want to make sure that you don't have any dead foliage or loose foliage in the top layer of soil. So we're gonna take all that out because that attracts pests really bad, and they can end up hiding up underneath all that dead foliage and breeding, and in no time you can have like one or two pests multiply into 1,500 of them, and it's really difficult to get rid of them once they get worse. So just be sure to clean out that top layer of soil periodically, just to make sure there's no dead foliage in there or anything else that might be going bad. Want to do is make sure you don't have any loose soil laying around any of the pots or dead foliage laying around on the ground anywhere. You want to make sure you don't have any spots of water anywhere. See right here, because that can also attract mosquitoes, and that's not good either. And you also want to make sure that you don't have any like loose pots laying around anywhere with dried up dirt or organic matter inside of it, because that is a really big cause for pests as well. What you want to make sure of is that your soil isn't too wet on top, because that tends to be something that attracts pests even more, is the wet soil, because it's perfect for them to breed in and lay their eggs in, and larvae and stuff like that. And the wetter your soil, the better chances are you're gonna have a pest infestation. To tell how wet or moist your soil is take any type of wooden stick or dowel rod like this, stick it down in the soil as far down as it can go. Take it back out, and as you can see on here, they're sticking on there at the bottom, it's kind of smeared. That means that it's still wet. So this is still pretty decently watered, so we're just going to leave those alone and let them dry out. So here we have a few things that we're going to use. We have some minty plant protection spray. Now, this is effective, but not as effective as other brands and stronger pesticides or insecticides. This is safe to use around people and animals, but it's not very effective in the long term because it just doesn't have different things in there that other ones do. Next, we have some isopropyl alcohol. I will use the stronger one, so like 91%, because this is going to dry out the soil and the pests and the larvae that you want to get rid of. And then we have hydrogen peroxide. Now you can use the topical solution spray or the 3%. It's really the same thing. It's just going to add oxygen to your soil. So now I have a Arbor bioinsecticide, and we're going to mix this in with the hydrogen peroxide mixture so that it kind of helps soak in a little bit and does what it needs to do to get rid of the pests. So we're only going to use probably about a quarter of a cup of it and mix it in, and you mix the rest up with hot water. Once we get those mixed, take them up, and we'll be good to go. Now you want to spray the soil right around the edges where it goes to the pot, and then right around the base because of the plant, because that's where the pests tend to hang out the most. Just be sure to spray down the soil everywhere else as well as best you can. This is a hydrogen peroxide spray first. We're going to use this one first so that it soaks in with the insecticide into the soil and basically adds oxygen to the soil so that the other stuff can start to work and kick in and do what it needs to do. Now we're going to use alcohol spray, and we're just going to spray the same way we did with the hydrogen peroxide spray. We're going to spray the top layer of soil and spray the most around the base of the plant and around the edges of the pot. This basically just acts as a desiccant, which means it dries out or induces drying out of the pest and larva, and kind of helps to dry out the top of the soil as well so that you don't have the pests hanging out in there anyway. So just spray it down as best you can. Wouldn't mind doing me a favor before we continue. Please hit that like button, click on subscribe, and be sure to share with your friends, especially if they're having pest issues. Now, you can use this as well to help catch some of those pests that might be in your pots and stuff. This is the Raid brand, and these are window fly traps. So basically, it's just a strip of tape or sticky plastic. Got one side has a little sticky side that hang it up wherever you want to put it, and then you have the white film, and that whole side is what's going to be that catches the fungus, gnats, and anything else that might venture onto it. These are actually very effective, especially if you use more than one at a time, because it might be hard to see, but this has only been up here for about a day, and you can already see how many fungus nests this little piece of plastic has popped. So just lay them in there in a couple different spots. Careful not to get on touching any of the leaves of the plant, and just lay a couple of them in there in different spots, and it'll get to work and do its job and catch those pests. One more thing that you can use as a temporary pest repellent, I guess you could call it, and that would be for dryer sheets. And basically, these just repel pests because of the chemicals and the soapy smell that they have. Now, they are effective, but you actually have to replace these very quickly, very often, because they tend to lose the effect after a couple of days, especially if it's in a humid area around plants, or if there's any dirt or anything getting on them from moving plants around, because those pests will just get attracted to it pretty quickly. The dryer sheets are just one of the few things that I would not recommend using long term. I would go the way of using like the Raid window strips and all the other sprays and stuff. So just remember, keep a clean area around your plants. Pick up any loose dirt, any extra pots, any loose foliage or dead foliage. Kind of clean out the top of the soil a little bit if needed. Be sure to use the sprays and the exact ways I showed you on the video, and also be sure to use those window strips to catch any flying pests that you can't find or catch. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to watch other videos and share with your friends, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Remember, you can't grow plants if you haven't by any. Bye!